As police try and stop Tyron McAlpin.
Tase him, tase him, tase him.
What you see in that video is an officer who...
This man is deaf. He has cerebral palsy. And in a matter of seconds, 2 Phoenix police officers are going to punch him in the head over and over, tase him, and arrest him for a crime he did not commit. Why? Because the man who was actually causing trouble that day pointed at him and lied. The officers never slowed down to check the story. They never once considered that the person in front of them physically could not hear a single word they were screaming at him. They just attacked. The charges were later dropped, the surveillance video cleared him completely, and now the city of Phoenix is staring down a $3.5 million claim. I am a criminal defense attorney, and I want to walk you through exactly how many things went wrong here, because almost every step of this was a choice. Watch how fast this falls apart.
Well, right now there is a lot of public outrage because the body cam footage has been released, and it's pretty blatant. It pretty much shows what happened, and you can see that the Phoenix police officers attacked this man who cannot even hear their commands. He's deaf. He's suffering from cerebral palsy. Now, I was able to speak with his attorney today, and his attorney says what's more enraging to him is the fact that the Phoenix Police Department has not admitted to any wrongdoing. They haven't taken any accountability, and this is after we've had multiple city council members, a governor, and a county attorney all come out and say, look, these charges need to be dropped because this man was innocent. He was accused of a crime that he did not commit and was attacked and tased for it. And so his attorney has now...
Let me set the scene, because the very beginning of this is everything. The trouble that day did not start with Tyron McAlpin. It started with a completely different man. A man who was actually causing a disturbance at a convenience store. The staff wanted that man gone. So what does he do? He turns around and tells the police that a black man nearby had assaulted him. And the officers take that, the word of the exact person who was causing the problem in the first place, and they run straight at Tyron. Here is the legal issue, and it is a big one. To stop you, to grab you, to put hands on you, police need reasonable suspicion built on facts they can actually rely on. A single, uncorroborated accusation from the person who started the chaos is about as thin as it gets. They did not interview the employees. They did not pull the store cameras. They did not ask a single follow-up question. They believed the loudest man in the parking lot and instantly treated an innocent person as their suspect.
He pushed me inside the store, and he was telling me, get out, get out, get out. I'm saying, I'm not going out there. There's other people.
Okay, you're alleging he assaulted you. Do you want him to go to jail?
Yes.
The guy in the store here is alleging he was assaulted by a black guy that's now on the north side of Indian School, walking eastbound. We're going to go talk. We'll go talk to him.
Talk turning to action.
Hey, buddy, stop where you're at. Have a seat.
As police try and stop Tyron McAlpin.
Tase him, tase him, tase him. What you see in that video is an officer who's moving so quickly that there's just nobody who could do anything right in that situation.
Jesse Showalter is McAlpin's attorney, who says McAlpin is deaf and...
Now here is the part that turns a bad stop into something far darker. Tyron McAlpin is deaf, profoundly deaf. So when these officers start barking commands at him, stop, get down, put your hands behind your back, he cannot hear any of it. I need you to really picture that. They are escalating. They are getting louder and angrier, because in their minds, this man is refusing to obey. But you cannot refuse an order that you physically cannot hear. This is not a small detail. Police in this country have a duty under the Americans with Disabilities Act to reasonably accommodate a person's disability, and that duty does not magically switch off during an arrest. It means watching for the signs, slowing the situation down, and finding another way to communicate before you start throwing punches. Instead, these officers read his disability as defiance, and they answered what they thought was defiance with their fists.
These 2 officers in particular went on the attack before they knew anything.
Okay, well, he's under arrest for assault on a police officer.
2 Phoenix police officers mistook McAlpin for their suspect in August, attacking and tasing the man who was not only innocent of the crime they were arresting him for, but deaf and unable to hear their commands as he walked near Indian School on 12th Street.
Get your hands behind your back!
The officers claim McAlpin attacked them, a move his attorney says is an attempt to cover up their misconduct. McAlpin ended up spending 24 days in jail before the Maricopa County.
So let us talk about the force itself, because the legal standard here is not complicated. Every single use of force by a police officer in America is measured against one question, and it comes from a Supreme Court case called Graham versus Connor. Was the force reasonable in light of the threat the person actually posed in that exact moment? Three things matter. How serious was the crime? Was the person actively resisting? And most important, were they an immediate threat to anyone's safety? So apply that to Tyron. The crime was imaginary, invented by the real aggressor. He was not resisting, he was confused and could not hear. And he was a smaller man with a disability who posed a threat to absolutely no one. Now look at the response. A barrage of punches to the head and a taser. That is not how you reasonably detain a confused, frightened, disabled man. That is a beating. And when the level of force has no relationship to any real threat, the law stops calling it an arrest and starts calling it a civil rights violation.
Ended up spending 24 days in jail before the Maricopa County attorney reviewed the body cam footage and decided to drop the charges last week.
I think the larger problem that this points to is that at the city of Phoenix, officers are able to do this without any accountability. They're able to do it with impunity.
Interim Police Chief Michael Sullivan says the Professional Standard Bureau launched an internal investigation, writing, "Their work is important to ensure all facts are known before drawing any conclusions. I ask for the public's patience during that process." But McAlpin's attorney, Jesse Showalter, is pushing for more and wants it done quickly, claiming the department has a pattern of delaying investigations for months until eventually clearing officers.
And here is the part where the officer's entire story falls apart. Everything they thought they knew going in was simply wrong. The store employees backed Tyron, not the man who accused him. The surveillance video did not show Tyron assaulting anybody, because he never touched anybody. He was not the aggressor. He was a man minding his own business who happened to get pointed at by the person who actually was. And eventually, the county dropped every charge against him. Sit with that sequence for a second. They punched him, they tased him, they handcuffed him, they booked him into a jail, and they tried to put a criminal case on him, and at the end of all of it, the evidence said he did nothing wrong. The only people who actually broke the law in this encounter were the two people wearing badges.
He says the department's refusal to release the information is a violation of Arizona's public records law.
We anticipate that if we don't receive these additional documents, there will be a public records lawsuit in the first week of November.
So there you have it. And then there's also the chance that Tyron's family is going to civilly sue the Phoenix Police Department. Now, obviously, these are some major accusations. These are some serious claims that this attorney is making against the department. Of course, we reached out to get an update as to where this is headed, what response they have to what the attorney is saying, and all they would tell us is that the incident is under investigation. So we're going to say
So what happens now? Tyron McAlpin and his attorneys have filed a $3.5 million claim against the city of Phoenix and the officers involved, and honestly, given everything this footage shows, that number may end up looking conservative. This is about as clean a civil rights case as you will ever see. An unlawful seizure based on a garbage accusation nobody bothered to verify. A complete failure to accommodate an obvious and known disability, and a level of force that had no connection to any real threat. So here is the lesson, and it matters for every single person watching this. If an officer is shouting commands at you, and you have a condition that keeps you from complying, or you are simply scared and confused about what is even happening, that is not a crime. They are not allowed to beat compliance out of you, and they are not allowed to invent a threat that was never there. If you want to know exactly how to protect yourself when police approach, I broke the entire playbook down in the link in the description. And if this one made your blood boil, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe, because I break down a brand new case just like this one every single day.